Hey everyone, and welcome to the final playoff event that we're going to have at the ECC this season. We're going to finish it off with the Legends division, and it's Godalions versus iNTACT. And before we get into the rosters, I just want to introduce myself. I am You Got Jammed. You may have seen me in some of the previous playoffs that we've had over the last few weeks. However, I'm taking the role of host today, as you'll find out for reasons later in the show. I'm also joined by Timmy, who is doing the streaming service today and also some of the technical side of it. And also my co-caster today is going to be Savvy. How are you doing today, man?
Yeah, I'm doing great. We're really excited to see some high quality Legends Division action. Super excited to see how this one goes.
Excellent. Hopefully they can live up to the absolute banger you scored a few weeks ago. The off-wall backboard that I was present for, actually, and kind of stunned by. So let's see. Hopefully we can get a bit more of that action today. So let's go into the lineups now. Now for Godalions, we've got Seema, Hypno, and Sketch are going to be in their starting lineup, and they went 8-1 for the season, which is pretty damn high. So only dropping that one game. And for iNTACT, we've got Sapphics, Razor, and Faded is going to be subbing in. The man himself, the person who would have usually been here today, but he's actually filled the role of substitute, coming in for the big playoff match. So pressure is on, Faded. We are watching you, and we're not going to hold back, I'm sure. Usually Ivan would be in that slot. However, obviously he is not present today. Their win-loss for the season was 7-2, so the only thing separating them was that one win and one loss on either side. And funnily enough, Godalions swept iNTACT last time they played, so who knows how it's going to go today. But Savvy, what are you feeling about this matchup?
Yeah, as you said, going off what we've seen in the league play, the Godalion side did sweep iNTACT, although I know that rosters have changed a little bit since then, so we'll have to see how that makes an impact. As well, I have heard about how these two teams do scrim each other relatively often, and usually that can go either way, so I think we're going to have a really competitive matchup.
I completely agree with you. I think the first ever casting I done for the ECC this season, I actually watched iNTACT in a match, and I remember that Timsy was there before, and he was really popping up. However, he has left it in recent weeks, and obviously they do have this new roster, so that may impact it. So, do you think that maybe the Godalion sweep won't have as much of an effect on the final outcome today?
No, I do feel like we're going to have a bit of a fresh game from the last time we saw it. I mean, it's going to be totally different. So we'll have to see how these two teams react to each other's different playstyles this time around.
Oh, definitely. And we're just getting some of the players in so far. I think iNTACT have arrived, so we're just waiting on Godalion. So there's no time at the present to do the score predictions. Sabi, let's start with you. What do you think is going to happen today?
Ooh, I'm not quite sure this is going to. I know it's going to be close, but thinking about it, with iNTACT having to bring in a substitute who they're not quite as familiar with, and this Godalions roster becoming more and more cemented together in the past few weeks, I feel like Godalions are going to have to take this one, probably 4-2.
Oof, I can't argue with you there, actually. I think Godalions will also be taking this one. I feel like it's going to be a little bit more of a dominant thing, though. Only slightly, though. I'm going to go with a 4-1, so I'm just going to undercut you a little bit on the predictions there. But yeah, we'll both be in it more or less to the end. So yeah, both siding with the Godalions. Obviously, you can put your predictions into the chat, see how you think it's going to play out today. We are still waiting on the final team to get in. Godalions must be having their team talk before it starts. But what have you thought about the Legends division in the ECC so far, Savvy? Do you think these top two teams? You know, I'm assuming coming first and second. You can't quote me on that, but I feel like maybe it's going to be a bit closer than we're anticipating. But who do you think is going to separate it today?
I feel like definitely we're going to have to see a lot of the Godalion side stepping up if they want to get that big result, because even with a sub, this iNTACT side is no set of slouches. I mean, these players are all really pushing that highest level and pushing into the bubble level, a lot of them. So I feel like we're going to see a lot of players who are really going to have nothing much between them. So I don't really know how what's going to separate it.
Yeah, I have to agree with you as well. Especially I remember Sapphics last time playing very well on iNTACT. So yeah, maybe we are underestimating the side, but however, you know, the scores can't lie in the league game, and Seema, Hypno, and Sketch have clearly been racking up the wins. So, but who knows? You know, there's been a couple of weeks since the league play ended, and they've been waiting for their final playoffs. Unfortunately, we were supposed to have two series to show you today, or well, it would have been more than 2, it would have been 4 series with 4 teams. Unfortunately, the previous 2 teams have decided not to compete in today's events for various reasons. So we are going to be sticking with this one best of 7 today. So yeah, we are still waiting on the spectating. The second team to come in, the Godalions, today. So, like I said, they're getting a little bit late, but you can't drop points for that, unfortunately. So, well, fortunately for Godalions, we should say. So yeah, but overall, have you been checking out a bit of the playoffs? Obviously, you started it a few weeks ago. How did you feel like your series went and your overall performance, Savvy?
Well, I mean, the Div 1 playoffs were, I have to admit, a bit of a Cinderella story for us, not going to lie. We came in as 3rd seed, for those of you who don't know, and managed to pull out some results against teams who we really struggled with in league play. And yeah, as you mentioned earlier, we had some great goals going in, and it was really exciting stuff. I mean, watching the Champs Div and the Div 2, and also casting the Div 3 playoffs as well, it's all been really intense this season. It's all been really close-cut games, and let's just hope that the Legend Division is going to give us that same result.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's getting progressively better and better. I mean, the Div 1, it really blew up, and it was great watching your side come back from a few sort of adversary games where you maybe dropped a little bit, but then you completely returned back and came out firing. And also, like you said, your position going in wasn't as strong as some of the other teams, but you prevailed, and it was wonderful to see. And then last week in the Champs Division, again, just some hectic gameplay, and it was really amazing to watch and thoroughly entertaining. But finally, we do have Godalions in the building, so we are going to get started in a second, right after this map animation. Don't go anywhere. Game 1 has just kicked off. Seema and Faded going to the center. Sketch bringing out the ball onto the sidewall. Faded with an early interception there. Tries to follow it up. Seema with a good cutout. Sapphics keeping the pressure on though. Going across the net. Nice demo there. Seema goes with the clear. Beats Faded out. This could be a nice counter attack coming through. He's got Hypnotics in the center. Puts it through. Great save from Razor there. Faded's taking the ball out now. Seema turns on it. Nice block from Faded there. Razor following up as well. Sapphics with a little bit of a whiff there. They're going to have to recover. Faded's coming across for the ball. Boost seems low all round on the Intact side. That could cost them later on in the game, but right now, Faded, Seema both missing. Hypnotics coming through. Sketch putting it back into the center. Backboard. Come down for Hypnotics just off the bar. Faded getting out with a counter attack here. Seema, early interception from him. Sketch going a bit more methodical with his play here. Nice air dribble, hits that backboard, and again Faded with the clear. So first minute in, and Stabby, it's pretty much an open game so far, very end to end.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, we've seen something that surprised me a little bit in this first opening minute is that I would have thought Faded was, as the sort of stand-in super sub for Intact, I thought he'd be getting a little bit less ball time than the other 2 players, but so far he's been on it quite a bit. He's been quite fast at the ball, and you have to say he's looking quite confident, and both these teams looking like they're aggressing quite well at the moment.
Yeah, I completely agree. They're definitely getting him involved in the play, and like you said earlier, I mean, not having that maybe as much experience playing together, you'd think Faded would maybe fall by the wayside, but so far he's been heavily involved in the play, and overall Intact defensively maybe looking a little bit questionable, but it's very much been pretty much anyone's game still. The Sketch with a lovely shot there, wonderful save from Razor. Hypnotics coming back into the center. It's a good clear from Sapphics as well, and yeah, it might be questionable at times, but they're holding on so far. Sketch. Early interception. Hypnotics coming down, takes a little bit too much time there. Razor caught him out, blocks the ball. Faded into the center. Sapphics with the bump, very nice. Faded couldn't follow up though, good try. Razor again into the center. Sketch clearing out, another one of those air dribbles coming through. He has lost control. Hypnotics with the fake, maybe? Could there be a potential whiff there? Very nervy start from both sides here. Faded with another good bit of defense. Simo going out for the block. Unfortunate there. Nox back into the middle. Defensively again, seeming a little bit questionable. They might be punished. Suffix with a wonderful save, and they're really making it hard for themselves intact so far. Suffix with another clear. Faded. Now they're moving up the field. Sketch again, blocking that out early. Team with a bit of time here, puts it through. Nice pass to Sketch, and Bar down. Bar hit twice. Off the line, but Hypnotics is going to finish that off.
Yeah, it took a bit of time for them to get it in. Sketch there with fantastic positioning. Seam with a great pass off the crossbar, so unfortunate. Razor with a clutch save, but Hypno's ready to slot it in for 1-0. And Godalions are looking like they're a little bit more clean on the offense at the moment. Sketch showing off a few mechanical plays with those air dribbles, so I feel like we're shaping up for pretty much what we predicted at the moment.
Yeah, it's a definite good start for Godalions. They've had a lot of pressure on, and iNTACT were holding on, but with a 5-minute match, there's only so much they could take before one of them trickled in. And it's something that I think iNTACT need to establish maybe a little bit more of an attacking threat, because right now they're playing very reactively, not pushing themselves out. But Safik there with a nice save. Sketch going for the ceiling, Razor early interception. Hypnotics stalls onto the ball a little bit. Boost is looking low again from iNTACT. It's another recurring theme. But a good win from Safix there. Cleared out by Hypnotics. Second touch from him, third touch from him. Unfortunately, doesn't get the goal there off the post. Seema with an early interception again. They're really keeping the pressure on in their half of the field. But Razor does win that one. And then with the second touch as well. Good clear from Sketch though, right up the field. Faded into the center. Hypnotics intercepts. Sketch with the touch. Razor with a good read. Comes over for Seema though, and that has just trickled in onto the right side of the post.
Yeah, we're seeing this Godalions offense again, just pretty much consistently, again and again, they're getting these shots, and Seema's finally found the opening in the net there, and makes it 2-0 with a pretty clinical shot, but the defender just not found for iNTACT in that part of the net, so the pressure really getting to him at this point.
Exactly, and like I said, he found that bottom right corner there, and the defender closest to it was on the other side of the net, so it made it a really definitive shot from Seema there. Very nice play from him. But now Sketch is back onto it again. Lovely ball into the center. Hypnotics, and it's just too easy.
Yeah, that's a lovely little team play again. These passes coming out like we saw with the first goal. Hypno passing it over to the side there. Sketch hitting it back into the middle, and Hypno clean up crew duty, making it 3-0. And game one looking like Godalions.
Oh yeah, definitely. 3-0 with 44 seconds to go. It does seem like it's pretty much wrapped up, but there is still a little bit of time left. Bit of a questionable defense so far from iNTACT, as we have both mentioned, and it seems like the Hypnotics Sketch connection's coming out very early there. They're both doing very well in the attack, but Faded puts it back up to the field into Razor now, and they do get one back with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, iNTACT showing they've even though I've pre-ordered the GG there, looks like iNTACT trying to prove me wrong, as Faded again, getting a lot of ball time, getting a really nice pass into the middle, and Razor is not going to miss that one at this sort of level. So 3-1 now.
Definitely, and if we know anything about Rocket League, it's about not speaking too soon and writing teams off as well. We see it all the time in both professional and league play like this. But here comes Faded again. Nice bump there, and it is off the post and in, and I'm going to say you might have to return that pre-order maybe.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get a refund here, because Seema's got him for 50-50, and I think it's Safix there. Gets a really good bump on the defender, and Faded perfectly placed shot there into the bottom corner. We've got a game on our hands here.
Oh, definitely. A good heads-up play from Safix there. 20 seconds left. Can they get that equalize? This is looking a lot better from iNTACT. Safix with the play. Good block from Sketch to just missing the post. Faded pops it back in. Razor again back into the center, and it's looking a little bit tentative, but probably a little bit risky here from Godalions. They can't seem to get the ball out, but with 1 second left, Faded does keep it up. This is their last chance. It knocks with the interception, and Godalions do take game one. Game 2 getting underway. Godalions did take that first one, but iNTACT were coming back in a big way in the last 30 seconds, so hopefully they can take that momentum through and see if they can hit back in the second game. However, as I just say that, Hypnotics ends up getting a nice free goal.
Yeah, Hypnotics there just taking advantage of the situation. He gets a really awkward hit into the corner and Fade again, not quite being able to read it. Almost hitting the crossbar there, so close there, but iNTACT aren't going to get away with that mistake, so 1-0 nice and early.
Yeah, Hypnotics with a nice anticipation there. Faded very out of character for him in general. Like you said, at this level, you'd expect pretty much some very decent gameplay, but Safix there just getting off that Seema shot. And again, Safix with the clear. Seema back into the center. Hypnotics just misses the redirect. Razor with a nice clear up there. Safix has stayed up the field. Gets a bit pinched off the wall. Faded with a nice interception this time. Seema's in the net, holding strong. Comes up with that aerial. A little bit of an awkward one there. Safix going underneath him. Faded following up. Hypnotics tries to take it down. Razor with the dunk. And Seema finally gets the clear, but Faded puts the pressure back on. Sketch across. Gives possession back to Razor. He has got no booster. This was a recurring theme last game. Safix with the follow-up there. A little bit of time for the air. Seema coming through. Good early block from Razor there again. And Sketch trying to come off the wall here. Back towards his own net. Hypnotics with a relatively comfortable clear. Safix with a good block again. Both of them coming off the ceiling there. Sketch with the final clear now. Hypnotics can do something here. Puts it off the backboard. Safix with the early clear. Follows it up, but Sketch does come out the victor on that one. Seema back in. Can he get another? Just misses it. Faded with the clear. Sketch over to the corner. Hypnotics following it up. Gets a second touch. Razor and Safix both go for that one. Bit of a double commit coming in. Boost may be questionable again. Razor with not a convincing clear. Sketch has realised that, followed it up, and now Safix gets the better clear. So Savvy, apart from that early goal, again, it's looking pretty even, but Godalions are having most of the pressure again. And as I just say that, Sketch goes straight in with a lovely pass there from Seema.
Yeah, commentators go as usual. Seema with a fantastic pass into middle. Sketch up so fast there, put it into the top shelf. But we've definitely seen this, well, other than this from this game, we've seen the Godalion side looking a lot more nervy than the last game, especially at the start of the last game at least. And they're definitely giving a bit more ground, more fake challenges as opposed to sort of just going for the ball, really.
Yeah, and yeah, before we can even finish off with the last goal, there's another one that's gone in here. Sketch just coming off the wall with a nice double tap attempt, and it does seem like they've really found a bit of comfort in this game too, and they are looking much more confident than they finished into the game one.
Yeah, great goal from Sketch, just sliding past that double tap, and Safix can't do anything about it, unfortunately for him. So 3-0 again, looking like a familiar position for Godalions.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They were here before, and they did start to let it slip, so I wonder if iNTACT again can maybe try and claw their way back. And just as I say that, shot off the post from Faded there, it was an empty net, it would have gone in. And a good double hit there from Seema. Safix goes out for the clear. Seema went for the touch, missed it. Razor, really good speed to shut out Hypnotics there. Puts it across, Faded there, trying to keep it in. That's a wonderful double tap, and it's just going to drop straight in for Razor.
That's absolutely fantastic stuff from Faded here. Safix with the hit across there, very awkward of Faded, but he gets a fantastic pass into the middle. No one there for Godalions. And once again, they're in this 3-0 situation. Perhaps they're going to let it slip again, 3-1 to Godalions.
Definitely, and something like that, when you really get a nice pass or a good shot to pull off, it can really change the mentality of a game. And like you said, there was a bit of a heavy touch there from the teammate, but Faded ended up making the most of it, and he done amazing to get that ball back into the centre. But now, good clear from Faded there. Godalions trying to put the pressure on again. But a couple of whiffs coming out, so maybe this is definitely a mental thing. And this time with 2 minutes on the clock, they have a little bit more time to try and see this out. But Sketch, as I just say that, misses off there. Hypnotics has gone high. Down to Seema. And finally, a bit of a clear. Very confusing times there for both sides. It seems like Hypnotics did have pretty much a free goal on his hands. But Razor puts it up, and it's that just off the post. Safix keeping the pressure on back in. No one there to finish it off, though. Seema with a nice pass to Hypnotics. Razor gets the pinch off the clear. Can he follow it up? Seema intercepts into the middle. Sketch has jumped a bit too early. Hypnotics, though, last-ditch effort from Faded there to stop the ball going in. And Seamer into the top left. Good save from Sapphix again. Godalions are really heating up the pressure here. Sapphix. Hypnotic's early interception again, and that halfway line has really been all Godalions so far, not letting them get out and breathe. And here comes Hypnotics into that top corner, and it was just too quick for Razor.
Yeah, not looking to let it slip this time increasing their lead back to 3-goal. Seamer with a great pass there. He notices Sapphix is going up nice and early, so he hits it really far to the side there, which is really good stuff because it allows Hypno to get the beat, get the free shot, and it's 4-1 to Godalions.
Yeah, I completely agree. He really transcended that straight onto Hypnotic's car. I mean, he didn't have to do too much, put it in a wonderful position for him. And 4-1 left, with 1 minute to go. Who knows what's going to happen? They were like here before, as we said, so we can't rule iNTACT out completely. And with the bump onto the play there, Sketch ends up getting caught out and Faded slots it home this time.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple times actually in the last game as well, where Sapphix is getting the assist and also getting the bump on the goalkeeper, and Fader's just doing cleanup duty here as